Okay, we're live, y'all. We're live. Okay, we're live, y'all. Hold on. We're live. Yeah, brother Taalik, you can go ahead and kick it off.
Yes, this is Brother Taalik, and assistant to Brother Taalik of the Reality Temple Ministry, and also to another, greetings also to another one who's on here with us, which we're glad to have, Sister Ingrid.
Yeah.
Also, yes, the emergency plight of Black America, this is real. You know, I need to touch on some of this because this is definitely a fact beyond a shadow of a doubt that, you know, with this school to prison pipeline thing they got going on, and with us having a much greater need for the reparations that we're owed and that we deserve to get, you know, these are very critical issues and critical times of this nation right now, because with the way things are going in this nation, you know, if everything just fall apart, we'll be the only people as descendants of dark-skinned slaves born in America that won't have nothing, while everybody else have something and something to maintain themselves and their people and something for their later generations. We won't have nothing, nor will our later generations have anything, and as of that, our later generations may not even exist because of this condition that we finally keep finding ourselves in as a people, you know, whereas we are always given downgraded food, you know, like me and the sister was talking about earlier, where they don't have Dollar Tree or general dollar stores in white rich communities around the country, but they'll put them in our communities, you know, and sell us, you know, degraded stuff or C-graded stuff or whatever, you know, that ain't no good for our health or anything else concerning our well-being, and we just steady wasting our money, you know. So it's really no difference in us wasting our money on crack cocaine or heroin, you know, when you look at the reality of that situation. And it's like we're just basically expendable goods at this point. And we supposed to just sit back and be okay with that. No, we are not supposed to be okay with that. We're not supposed to be okay with, you know,
Hey, trying to merge you in.
White community whose kids get upstandard education, and which helps them to make them thrive throughout life, whereas our children end up, like one sister was saying, being gang bangers, drug addicts, alcoholics, you know,
substandard jobs.
And ending up with substandard jobs and
oh man.
I must be, okay, I must be the one putting them on.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I can't do it. I must be the one putting them on.
Yeah, because every time.
Okay, I didn't know. I mean, I know girls do something. Why would they be girls in my phone?
I don't know. Technical difficulties, y'all. Technical, you know, we live. Oh, yeah, I know.
Why would they be girls in my phone? I ain't got nothing to say. I'm not organized enough.
I know. Okay.
Yeah, girls in my phone. So. They girls in my phone. So.
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
They girls in my phone. They don't know the name.
I see. Okay. Bye.
Technical difficulties, y'all. Sorry about that. Try to get back on point here.
And then into law to give to us, supposedly. See, you forget that. So-called Negro American, you forget that. They are taking out laws, abstracting laws from them two bills, affirmative action and civil rights, or the Civil Rights Voting Act. They are abstracting laws from those bills. And they plan on eventually doing it more. And then you want to sit back and say that we should be okay with our condition? Oh no, this got to stop. Unless we want to be exterminated and pushed into FEMA camps and mass graves, this got to stop. It's just that simple. I mean, and I don't, unless y'all are a part of the so-called Uncle Tom status quo that like Condoleezza Rice, like y'all got jaws, you know what I'm saying? Fuck everybody else. I got mine. Unless y'all on that level, you know what I'm saying? I can't, other than that, I can't see how y'all supposed to be comfortable with our people's condition. Your condition is a dark-skinned descendant of slaves born in America. If we're in their children's condition.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't, I cannot, there's no rationality whatsoever in that.
That's right, good brother.
I mean, this has got to stop. I mean, you can see where we at as a people. We're dying every day in the street, if not at the hand of some racist police, or we're dying at the hands of some other ordinary racists or so-called white supremacists, or we're, dying at the hands of one another over tribute, beat, bull crap,
or we're dying at the hands of them poisoning us.
And dying at the hands of them poisoning us, especially through the water, like with the case in Flint, Michigan. I mean, this is crazy. And they need to stop. Our condition is not getting any better, and the only way we're gonna have to make it better is we're gonna have to, like they say to us as a people, pull up your bootstraps and take our freedom.
That's right.
Take our liberation.
That's right. Like that.
Take our reparations.
That's right. So, hey.
Because they ain't going to give it to us, so we going to have to take it.
That's right. They're not giving you nothing. What have they ever given you?
They ain't never gave us nothing. Definitely not from the kindness of their heart.
What we were talking about yesterday, my son came in and told you, he said, I was just looking at reparations, and they had everybody that got there and the amount, and then we was at the bottom and our amount said 0.
Exactly.
My son, my youngest son, 20 years old, came and told us that. They're making a mockery of us.
Right.
They put it all out there in your face, showing you, and they're using the N-word. People get mad when you say that. That's what they call us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call us. That's how they'll call us behind our back. Nigga, you ain't getting nothing, nigga. And that's what they stand firm on. And they mean that.
Meaning we got to take it.
Yeah.
0. You get nothing. You got nothing. Everybody is in conflict over unimportant issues that doesn't even involve our community for real. We have a problem. We have multiple problems with, just like we talked about, me and you, good brother, earlier, with the miseducation and the undereducating of children. And what do? We keep sending them there. We keep sending our children to be miseducated and undereducated. And then they send us back. Misfits of society, let them tell it. Oh, your son dropped out, your daughter got low grades. Well, I send them to you every day, sir, ma'am. You're supposed to improve that, right? But what you trying to make it be my fault? I don't get paid to do what you do. You're supposed to be educating my child. But you're not. Then you send them back over here, inadequate. You won't hire them in the establishment workforce. You'll give them a substandard job so they can buy your substandard food and live in your substandard housing. And we are supposed to be happy with that, accepting of that. And a lot of us are, and that is what this topic about, that's what this conversation is about. We need to stop being happy with nothing. We don't have anything. Like the good brother said, if something happened, what do we have? We have nothing. We have nothing to bargain with because they never gave us our just due, which is what? Our reparations. From how many years? Somebody tell me how many years of reparations do we have coming?
That's nearly 500 years.
Okay, so that's almost 500 years of interest on $100. That's 500 years of interest on a mule. That's 500 years of interest on 40 acres. Okay, that's 500 years of interest on a house. Those are the four main things they promised every freed slave and gave them nothing, and then continued to keep them in slavery even after they were free. So you need some money for that too. Don't forget that part. When slavery was over, how many slaves were still kept in the dark and weren't set free? They didn't even know they was free. That's a whole separate lawsuit. That's a whole separate money from the reparations. Okay? They gave them to everybody but us. We need to be up in arms over this. I don't want to hear nobody calling in, typing in, talking about, oh, this person got a lawsuit going on. Oh, no, some people over there they ain't working on nothing if I don't know about it. If these brothers don't know about it, if other people don't know about it, they ain't got our approval. They don't have our force behind them. We all need to be included in this. We all need to know what's going on with getting these reparations. Okay, it shouldn't be no bunch of groups. It should only be one reparation revolution, period. And all of us are together on one accord. The American Indians started their vote with Barack Obama, and he told them, if you vote for me, I will give you that money. And he gave it to them. Now, I was talking to a couple of people about this, and a lot of people that I know don't have a clue of what I'm talking about. They say they never heard of this before. What are you talking about? They don't know that Barack Obama, okay, who, they voted for, who they clapped for and fought for and, duped out with other people that said ill things about him that he bypassed them. He gave the American Indians $3.4 billion of reparations. Now, their reparations was supposed to be on a debt that the government owed them for ravishing their resources, for contaminating their resources, for using their land to run oil and all of these things, and they never got paid for it. Now, that's it. They brought a lawsuit up. They said that was 100 years in the making. Only 100 years in the making? Y'all thought you just said our stuff was 400 and some, damn near 500 years in the making. So he felt like their issue superseded our issue and gave them their money and left us hanging. Now he's going on making $1 million a year and $1 million a speech or how much ever he gets to come and speak places, and we all still dangling with our children being miseducated. We're getting our housing snatched from up under us. These immigrants coming in and buying up property right up under us in our communities, turning it into their community, because we ain't never had no community. We had neighbors, because people don't understand that they don't have a community. Thanks to your black leaders and your black preachers and all the people who you thought was doing you some type of good, and all they was doing was stabbing you in your back and your front and left you leaking. That's why you don't have a place of your own. And those of you who do have a place of your own, not paid for. You signed up for a dead pledge. Okay? You got your mortgage that you ain't gonna never finish paying for, because they gonna make sure they don't want you to pay for it. They gonna come and take it some kind of way. Whereas they gonna poison your food supply, your water supply, so you can't work, so you can't pay your mortgage, because everybody know you ain't got no savings account. You like everybody else. You robbing Peter to pay Paul, and you happy with this situation? That's ludicrous. We have to get out of this ill mindset while we running and signing up to vote and never asking for anything. We need to get out of that ill mindset. That is why we want to put on a reparations revolution campaign. That is why we have figured out this is the poignant time to do it, because in 2 years there will be a president election, and that is the time that we can get our voices heard. Okay? Just like the American Indians did. Stop trying to be like white folks. Here goes somebody set an example for you, and you don't even know about the example they set for you, because you're too busy running around buying hair and trying to look white, be white, and join the white groups and do everything the white folks do. But you don't even bother to take the time out to see what your group's doing. They left examples. They set an example. They said we use our bartering, voting power to get what we needed and wanted that was rightfully ours. So they say. Because if you ask me, that lawsuit can be in dispute, because what they say could be a lie. It could be true and it could be a lie. What our issue is not a lie. It's the truth. We are owed. We didn't get any of our money that they promised us. We got nothing. Okay? It's no dispute in that. They wrote it in their history books what we were supposed to get. They told us what we were supposed to get. That's how we know what we're supposed to get. We didn't beg them for that. We didn't beg them for it. We didn't even ask them for it. All we wanted was to be free. They said, I tell you what, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to give you this, and that. And go about your little slave way. You're free now. And they gave us nothing. And we need to be paid for that. We don't need to wait. We need to get together now and organize and say, we're not going to vote. We're not voting shit. We ain't vote for nobody. Yep, we're going to hold our vote. And when the time comes for the presidential election, we're going to stand strong and say, this is what we want. And if we don't get it, you don't get these 30 million votes. Or how many votes it took to get the presidency on board, whatever. Because there's more of us than them. I don't care what they lie about the census. Okay? And if everybody, like you said earlier, not on board, if they got theirs already, just stay your funky ass over there with them. Because you're not a part of the reparations revolution. Everybody that's listening to this that don't know, Google it, go to the library, ask the librarian. She has a master's degree in education. She knows where to direct you at. She knows where to show you the articles, where to read it. You don't have the internet. You don't have a computer. Don't just sit there. Go look this up. Be upset over it. Be outraged that your president, that Sophie MFer, gave the American Indian red-faced, ponytail-snatching sons of you-know-who $3.4 billion. Now, I thought we didn't have money. They said that the United States was broke, that y'all was in $1 trillion deficit, but he told the U.S. Treasury to print that money and give it to the American Indians. And their first check was $492 million. You need to be upset over this, people. Okay? While you run around being upset that folks didn't vote. While you run around spreading lies about your ancestor died for the right to vote, which is a lie. You need to be upset that goofy MFer that you elected gave the American Indian red-faced ponytail snatching bastards $3.4 billion. He had a summit when it met not only with them, but with their youth. When did he ever meet with our youth and do anything for them? When? Show it to me. Make me into a liar out of a liar. Prove it to me that he did something for us. His wife is from Chicago, as am I. And I've never seen him come to Chicago and do anything about all the death and carnage in our street at the hands, like the good brother said earlier, either of the racist, fascist system of police that they put in place, or by the hands of another just ordinary sucker, racist, or by who they claim each other. Have he extended any olive branches out to Chicago? Have he came here and did anything in the way of trying to make a summit here, try to get these so-called gangbangers together, to get them to stop so-called killing each other? No, he hasn't, because he knows it's not them doing it. And he don't give a damn long as it don't touch where he live at. Did he send anybody a condolence card in Chicago when their children were taken by the streets, by violence, by these guns that the government allows to be in the hands of the people who come and kill your children? No, because he didn't send me one. When my son got murdered, I didn't get nothing from the Obamas. No condolence card, no anything, no email, no call, no anything. They don't give a damn. That's why. I didn't get one, and if you lost your son, I'm pretty sure you didn't get one. If your daughter was taken by the streets, I'm pretty sure you didn't get one from they funky behind either. So that's why we have to get upset and be upset and voice what we're upset over with our power. And what power do we have? Well, everybody run out and praise our voting power. They run out and praise voting so much, and they get absolutely nothing for it because they never asked for anything. So I'm coming here today to put a plea out for the whole, everybody that's black in the United States. You so proud of your right to vote. Love voting. You think it's the best thing to slice bread. Do me a favor and ask something. Ask for something, okay? Ask for something for your vote this time. That's what we're doing. We're trying to get people on board who want something for their vote, okay? Don't just give it like you've been doing for nothing to get passed over, walked on, and pushed in the dirt some more, okay? Because that's what you got from your black president while you run around talking about Trump and every other white president. Your black president did you worse than they did you. He gave you nothing. When Ronald Reagan became president, he was claiming he's doing this, doing that, stimulating this, stimulating that. I think on his second term he said, we're going to abolish welfare. Oh, everybody got up in arms. When Bush became president, he actually did it. He actually cut off welfare. Okay? But he didn't just cut off welfare. He said, you know what we're going to do? everybody that's on welfare. We're going to make it possible because we know you don't make enough money to pay for daycare, so we're going to give you daycare. We're going to let you get free daycare. Okay? What did Obama give y'all free except for a phone? What did he give y'all free except for a phone? What did he give you? He gave you nothing, right? And you voted for him, you clapped for him, and you fought for him. So why don't you, give yourself something? Why don't you think about what you're going to do and ask for your vote coming the upcoming presidential election? We as a people need to stop giving away shit free that we can get rich off of. That's our problem. We need our money. We need these reparations. It's rightfully ours. It belongs to us. You should be upset. I want you to be upset. I want you to voice your opinion all over this country and share this. The good brother said this is on Facebook Live.
Yes.
Share it with everybody. Because everybody that's black, I don't care how young, how old, you need to know and you need to be upset that the American Indians got $3.4 billion. And we got absolutely nothing. And you also, you guys should be upset because y'all thought y'all voted him in. You thought your vote counted. You thought that you voted him in. Read the article, and it'll tell you how your vote didn't vote him in. And that's why he didn't give you nothing. So this time, you're going to make sure when a presidential election come up that you ask for something for your vote. Don't just run out there. Our people, we are in a dire strait. Okay? We are in a terrible situation. Okay? We need help. We are in a dangerous situation. We are in a state of emergency. That is the only revolution that we need to go forward with is reparations revolution. Everybody's talking revolution and they talking about a war. They talking about violence. Now, we're not against violence if somebody perpetrates violence against us, but that is not what this revolution is about. It's about us getting paid. The American Indians, they have no stipulations on what to do with that money. They're going to disperse it throughout 17 tribes, and they can do whatever they want to do with it. And if you're a part of that tribe, you're going to get money. Okay? $492 million. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. They're getting $3.4 billion. We are in a state of emergency. This is a special emergency. Not like all the fake emergencies. Stop complaining about our condition and you're not willing to do anything to change our condition.
Right.
Exactly.
That's the.
We have to know what's important and do it. Go ahead, good brother.
Yeah. That's primarily our problem. That's the biggest part of our problem is that we have so many who don't plan on doing anything. That's why they are attracted to persons. They know that's not going to require too much of them. That's not going to. They can basically go and feel good. It's feel good rhetoric. We're going to separate and go to a city. We're going to wait for Jesus Christ to come. The mothership is coming. All this feel good rhetoric stuff. And if it's not that, then we hanging at the liquor store. If it's not that, then we hanging at the crack dealer. Anything to make us feel good about this, because we're in a situation where if you don't stand up and say something, you're just going to get looked over because they don't give a damn about us, period. Like Michael said in the song, they don't care nothing about us. This is what makes Operation Exodus Mississippi so important, is because I understand, and we all have to understand, and I understand our passion about reparations. I understand that, like any other persons or people who have been oppressed, that, you know, reparations is in order. But I've just come to the reality, and I accept the reality, that you're dealing with people who are criminals. This is a criminal nation. You're living in a country where people don't have integrity. They're not honest. You know, they're not honest. They have no integrity. They're not, I would not even say that they're human beings.
Right.
Because
they act like animals.
they act like animals. And they have this extreme, not just ordinary hatred. They have an extreme hatred for these who are the descendants of slaves born in America having dark skin. And we ain't never done a damn thing to them. Nothing.
That's right.
Never, at no time. But they have this extreme hatred. And then because of their hatred, because of their behaviors, then they influence others. Right here in America, the immigrants that's coming here, and even worldwide, they have them looking at us all sideways because of their behaviors towards us.
That's right.
So it is expedient of us to accept this reality, and we have to come to the conclusion that we have to do for ourselves. I will say this, that physical violence, just like they do, every time they get into a confrontation, they always say, you know, a military intervention is an option. So I don't know why we have to take that off the table. We have to take it. We have to put that also on the block, because even though we may be little people, that don't necessarily mean that we'll be losers if you understand what you're dealing with and do it right. In martial arts, you know, in martial arts, you have small, very small people, and I was one of them. But I could throw a person almost three times bigger than me. It's about your strategy of how you go about doing things, and I plan on making a video to give us a. See, this is another thing. When you're dealing with an enemy or anybody, it's always good to have the element of surprise. And these Negroes want you to always come on YouTube. Well, what you gonna do? How you gonna do? You can't, it's not good to always talk about what you gonna do, how you gonna do, because that gives your enemy a heads up. That's just like if you was in the boxing ring with Muhammad Ali and you basically telling him, I'm gonna throw a left hook. You know what he's gonna do to you? You're gonna be laying out on that carpet, smash. You don't do that. It's about the element of surprise. You can't come out into the public and always let your enemy know. And I want to say this too. See, unfortunately for us, our enemy is not always having a pink face. We have brothers and sisters who are enemies with our same skin color. And then you have brothers and sisters that are enemies, not because they really are our enemies, but because they're ignorant. They really don't understand what they're dealing with. Their idea of black struggle is based on Malcolm X film clips, from Black Panther film clips. Their idea of this struggle is not reality. They thinking they are hooked on a speech they heard Dr. Khaled say 3-4 years ago. They're not looking at things in real time. They really don't understand. I was on Brother Bakari, and shouts out to Brother Bakari. I think I finally got that name right. Did I say his name right, Brother Taalik? Here's Bakari. I finally got that brother's name right. I was on his, and peace to Brother Gary in the chat room, Brother Adar in the chat room. I was on his hangout last night. And we have all these different solutions. All these different solutions, they're going back and forth. And Brother Bakari has his solution the Businessman Association. I forgot, something to do with business. And you have all these other folks saying different stuff. That's our problem. We got too many people doing too many different things or wanting to do different things. And right now at this time, like I tell you, all that stuff is beautiful. Let me tell you something. All y'all solutions, there's nothing wrong with none of your solutions. It's all valid, it's all credible. But just like the sister kept mentioning, this is a 400-year-old problem. This is a 400-year situation that we've been in. And a lot of these things that y'all talking about have already been tried. It has already failed. Most times because, first of all, we're not 1,000% in support. And what I mean by 1,000% in support is that you have to have a plan. You have to have a strategy that includes the 40 to 70 million in this nation. Your little 70 member group or your 100,000 member group, that stuff don't mean nothing. You're in a situation that affects 40 to 70 million. And if you can't come up with a strategy that the 40 to 70 million can get up on, we're still done. We're done. You're 400 years behind the times. We have not done nothing of any substance since the Civil Rights Movement, and what the Civil Rights Movement was able to obtain was chump change. That was nothing. That was pacification. You still didn't really get nothing out the deal. You felt good, like we always do. More felt good, feel good rhetoric, but it's not going to get you nowhere. You need something. I need something. We need something on a big, massive scale that can bring us all the things that everybody's talking about, but we all, the 40 to 70 million, can get on one accord. That's what you need, something real big. And that's why we are presenting, and I present to us, Operation Exodus Mississippi, because it contains all the elements that we need in order to get this, to get back into this game of survival, because that's what it has turned into. It's a game to some people. It's a serious game, and many people have died in the process of this game. It's a sick game, but unfortunately, that's what we've been thrown into. If you think that education is the solution, when you put that and have the power of a state behind you, I mean, look at what you can do. If we talk about reparations, if you can get the power of a state behind you, it's almost a guarantee you're gonna get it, because that state represents the people who need it, who want it, that deserve it, that qualify for it, because that's what that state stands for. So so you don't have to worry about, well, giving it to individuals. You're giving it to a state which represents and serves the individuals for the benefit of the whole. And we can set up this petition, like the sister was saying. We can set up this petition under the same umbrella of Operation Exodus Mississippi, of getting the votes and things that we need. We can do that at the same time, because that's exactly what Operation Mississippi stands for. We're not saying, and I would never tell you that we should not seek reparations, but also at the same time, the reality is you're dealing with criminal-minded folks, some low-down, dirty bastards. That's the bottom line. I don't care what they do for the American Indian. I don't care what they done for Jews. Well, they done that for the Jews. They don't give a, it's not who cares. They don't care about you. You're just some trash. We're just some trash they threw out that's still here. They're trying to figure out a way how to throw out the trash. How dare you, piece of trash, come to me and ask for some reparations? How dare you? That's what they look at you. And you so scattered and you so divided. You have not earned any respect, because we can't get together to do one thing and do it as one living organism. You're doing too many things, too many ways, because you really don't understand. All of those who come against us are organized. They are different. If you go among the Caucasian people or the immigrants or anybody, they are all different, but they understand they must come together and unify against us. They understand that. They unified against us, and then after they kick us in the backside, then they go back to their differences and fight amongst each other. But they know how to stay together to deal with us. But we don't know how to do that. And what's making so sick, many of us want to include them in our struggle. That's sick also. This should be about us. This should be about what we want, what we need, our future generation. That's what it should be about. The so-called, the descendants of slaves born in America having dark skin. Nobody else. It's about what is in the benefit of our children, our generation. Because if we don't straighten our act up, there will be no future generation. Our behaviors, just sexually, we're breeding ourselves out. We're going to be coming to nothingness. It's even to the point, I believe, I heard where they were speaking about, I think it was it Oklahoma, one of those states, or was it Texas? They're talking about taking slavery out of American history. So if they take slavery out of American history, that means they're writing us out. We're done. So, because how are you going to write slavery out of history? That means they're going to have a civil war and don't talk about slavery. They're going to talk about the 1960s and don't talk about the civil rights movement.
Okay, that should let us know what they about to plan for us.
Yes.
If they get ready to erase your history, what do that mean they get ready to do to your ass?
Exterminate.
Erase you.
And that's why it's so important. I mean, for us to move forward with this campaign on both fronts, because even, okay, now I heard you say the money will go to the state, this and that. You see, that's the whole thing with where the money needs to go. See, because there's so much money that the money will be able to go to the state, but we also will be able to have our own individual nest egg, our own individual property. Because my property and my nest egg and what my family suffered don't have nothing to do with no state. That's the state. They're the one who caused it. The state of Mississippi caused it. So if we're going to speak in terms of giving the state control of money, it will only be an allocated amount. And that's just for us, in my opinion, for us to reboot the state, for us to regenerate the state, to make the state what we want it to be. But at the same time, it's so much money that we're still going to be able to have our own individual part of that money in that land. Because 40 acres, okay, how many black people is it? Do you think all those black people, 40 acres times interest will be the state of Mississippi? That'll be my state by myself. Think about it. Think about interest on 40 acres. 400 and something years of interest on 40 acres. That may equal up a whole fucking state. May equal a half of a state. I can't help if they don't have whatever they need to pay us back, then they need it. Well, if they don't have the land to give us, then they need to perpetuate that with more money. And then we can leave. We can go wherever, we can do whatever we want to do. You know, but it's going to have to be both. It's going to have to go to the state, and it's going to have to go to us also. The American Indians, they don't have no stipulations on their money. What they got to do is their money. They ain't saying, oh, we're going to send that to the country, going to get that. We're going to give that to all our little states. They don't know. They say we're going to do whatever we want to do with that money. So we can do both, because our people are suffering all over the United States. They suffering. They don't have a place to live. They can't afford clothes and food for their kids and medicine that the government have got them on. You know, like we spoke about before with how they drugging everybody out. I mean, everybody on all kind of drugs. The pharmaceuticals, companies have just, boom, blew up, and now they making trillions and trillions of dollars off of our people's illnesses. That a lot of them can't even afford the medication. So we need that money. We need that money in more ways than one, just to go to one, certain thing. No, we need our own, and we need our money, period. We're going to take over a state. We're going to take over more than one state because we got to have everybody vote. We got to go state to state to state to state with that Mississippi campaign. It's just started. It's just the headquarters is Mississippi. You started there because you have the majority of population of black people. And then we got to spread out to the other black states that have the majority of black people. But you got to understand, you are not going to know this because there's a lot of people who don't tend to that census. They don't sign the census. They don't even answer the door. I know because I used to be one of them. So we don't know how many black people it is in areas, really. We just know what the white man told you. Oh, yeah, we did the census and it's all this many. And you clap it. Oh, okay, yeah. That's right. That sounds right. And you don't know if it's right or not because you don't know how many people decline to cooperate with the government on the census. People living in Section 8 housing that don't supposed to live there. You think they gonna sign up for the census there? So the man can track you back down and say, hey, we taking your shit away from you because, we looked at the census and somebody said they live there that's not on your list. You think people stupid, huh? We might be dumb, but we ain't stupid. We can figure out some things, so we don't really know. We have to go to really see. We can't continue to listen to the people who are here for our demise tell us things and we believe it. No, you can't go over there. It's not even black people over there. We can't believe that shit. We have to go look and see for ourselves. And get a real count because somebody black come to my door opposed to somebody white. The black person gonna get a little more information than the white. Okay? That's just natural. That's how we are. So if I come to your door asking you about this Mississippi campaign and the reparations revolution, you'll be more apt to talk to me than some white face. And tell the truth, because I'm not going to rat you out to the system. I don't want to get your housing taken away from you, like the Latinos do, and the Asians do, and the white people do, and the Indians too. They taking all our resources. They want you to do all this and that so you can, disqualify for these resources that's not even for them, but they turned it into something for them.
And also, too, I want to mention, I was doing something else, so I missed a little of what y'all was saying. But, because I'm in the middle of making a cup of coffee. But I just wanted to say this. For real, our so-called leaders need to stop paving the way for darker-skinned people from other countries to come in here through our so-called civil rights struggle, like they did in the case of the Haitian refugees, like they did in the case of certain other darker-skinned refugees who got in this country and didn't give a damn about us and still show that they don't give 2 cents about us as so-called Black Americans. And even being a part or involved in our plight as a people when it comes to our struggles,
That's right.
So, that definitely need to, our people definitely need to hold our, transparency to make our leaders have some type of kind of transparency behind that. Because, when they get in here, like you say, they they benefit off our so-called civil rights gains as a people. And where our people made a mistake at was instead of, labeling our civil rights gains for only us as descendants of dark-skinned slaves born in America, they, expanded it that it be for everybody, and that shouldn't be the case. That's not fair because that was based on our struggle, because of our long hundreds of years of suffering in this country as a people, not on their suffering because their ancestors didn't get rich. Their ancestors wasn't on the field picking sugar cane and cotton. You know what I'm saying? And dying even in the process while doing that. Their grandmothers didn't get unborn babies cut out of their stomachs while they was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So that anything concerning that struggle of ours should only apply to us anyway. And they shouldn't even benefit off it in no kind of way.
Right. At all.
Like when we helped them, they never offered us no land to come down there in Haiti to settle on. They never, like when we helped, when our people invested millions of dollars in time in fighting to get Nelson Mandela free from prison in South Africa, he didn't set aside no land for us to have, to come over, to develop on, to be able to resettle on. You know what I'm saying? So, the same attitude they had towards us, we should apply that same attitude right back at them. I don't care how if they dark skin or got the same skin color, they struggled on the apply to ours as well as our struggle on the apply to theirs. They may be oppressed people, but shoot, you had white or European groups of people that were oppressed. So what? Did they care about our struggle when they came to this country? No. So in that case, then, that should apply to the Africans, to them dark-skinned people from the Caribbean, and them other darker-skinned people from Mexico and other parts of Latin America.
Yeah, because just like the good brother said earlier, they stay away. When they come here, whenever they do poison against us, they stay away from us. And
that definitely also should apply to them Asians too.
Yes, they all do it. They all get groomed to stay away from the Black Americans. Even the Africans. Even the Africans.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have some Africans in our community. How many Africans you seen in your inner city community? When they said
probably too many.
You got that right, because they had them in a different community because they didn't want them getting together with us, the American Black.
That's just like back where I'm from in Detroit. They got a whole entire community of African immigrants. I don't care if you're from Nigeria, Senegal, Sudan, Somalia, Kenya, wherever you're from on the continent, they got their own entire community. It's on like the west side of town, but it's at a distance, a further distance where they ain't got to be bothered with us. They have it in a certain section cut off from where they ain't got to even have no dealings with us. And then they come in our community and operate, they sell that fake ass hair and other BS out them stores. And once they shut down, they go right back to that same community.
That's right. Just like all the other races do. Just like the Asians do. Just like the
exactly.
do. Just like the white people do. They do our community the same way. They come in and ravage it and rape it, and then they leave and it's deteriorated and discombobulated people walking around, don't know what to do in an economic emergency. Okay?
Yeah.
And they go back to where they live at and they take their money and they recirculate it and recirculate it and recirculate it in their community.
Right.
And then they leave us over here deteriorated and when you don't allow these other races of people to come into that area where we live and ravish it and rape it of its resources and economic finance. Okay? And then they turn around and say, look what they did to that community. Look how they did that. Like, oh, that's shame. Look at it. Look at it. No. What was the alderman there for? What was the committee man there for? What was the state representative there for? They weren't there to make sure that our communities were getting their just due. They weren't there to make sure that our community wasn't becoming dilapidated and that they weren't taking our resources and stealing it and siphoning it to other people and other races and other communities.
Hey, sisters, excuse me, sister, I don't mean to cut into you like that, so I don't want to sound disrespectful or anything, but I just want to, because I'm still in the middle of doing something, I just want to say this here. The Puerto Ricans, listen, they struggle is not ours, and our struggle is not theirs either. I grew up for years believing that crap, okay? Because I was raised around a lot of them up in New York City. But they struggle is not like ours. Matter of fact, when Donald Trump left them hanging during Hurricane Maria, they should have found out just how racist America was toward people that don't look like Anglo-Saxon pale Caucasians.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That should have been their wake-up call, but that's on them. We don't need to be a part of that fight. We need to let them fight their own fight. You know, because they don't give a damn, they don't give a care about us either. And I know that for a fact. They try to fit in with us, blend in with us like they want to be like us, whether it comes to the hip-hop culture, whether it comes to any other part of our culture. You know what I'm saying? But they just perpetrate because they had no choice. The United States took their land during the Spanish-American War. And by default, that's why they've been over here among us, like they have.
Okay.
Other groups, other Latin American groups, by the way, like the Dominicans and Cubans, don't even respect them because they look at them as being too Americanized. Because they've been an American colony for a long time anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? And plus, they treat their black population like crap in Puerto Rico. You know? So those who think that Puerto Ricans are like us, they need to do their history on that. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Mexicans do, treat their black population like crap.
Okay.
They ain't like us either. They just started recognizing their black population in their national census down in Mexico. You know, and we know for a fact that African slaves were sent there by force to that country back in the 1500s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, these people, the way they think of, if you know they don't give a damn about their own dark-skinned populations, what makes you think they give a damn about us as so-called black Americans? Wake up. That's including Cubans too.
I wanna add this real quick. I want to send a quick message to certain folks. Now, you have on the panel myself, which I really haven't said too much. This is the baby of Sister Ibn'rad and Brother Taalik. You heard Brother Taalik and Sister Ibn'rad. You heard them speak for about an hour. And what I want to say is that you heard their words. You should be able to feel the sincerity of their hearts. And you have certain groups of idiots because they're ignorant. You have a certain group of idiots that dare come here and want to call us integrationists. they have the nerve to talk about that we're coons and their enemy and all this old silly foolishness. Now you tell me, and I want you to break it down to me because I'm sort of slow. Because the words that I hear, I want to hear, how can you say that the words coming from this platform you can associate with what we understand of being coon, Uncle Tom, and Benedict Arnolds or whatever? How could you even come to that conclusion? Only in ignorance, only because you're caught up in emotionalism. What is coming from this platform is true love for our people, but we're not caught up in emotionalism. We are caught up in trying to deal with this thing in the most smartest, intelligent manner that we can do, and bring to this struggle a little bit of finesse, because you don't go around telling everybody really how you think and what you really want to do. That's the most dumbest thing in the world. Let me tell you, most times when people get murdered, a lot of times that's because they are tricked. Somebody has a smile. You know, they come nice. You're not going to allow yourself to get in a position to be murdered and you know that person hates your guts. So that means you're not going to be on the defensive. You're not going to trust them.
That's right.
Most people end up in that type of situation is because, you know, being poisoned and things of this nature is because they trust their murderer. Because you don't go around telling people how you really feel. I'm not going to say and tell us that what we're coming from this platform, we're trying to deceive anybody, but you have to come up with a different strategy. We understand the strategy of Marcus Garvey, but that was Marcus Garvey in 1929. This is 2018. We understand the strategy and the rhetoric of the Nation of Islam, but that was the 1960s and Dr. King and so forth. That was for them.
And it didn't work.
And it didn't work. Will you say that again, sister?
And it didn't work.
It did not work. And we are different people in a different time, so you should be able, from your brain, come up with a different way that will work.
Right.
Why are you depending on a strategy from people who did the best of their ability at their particular time? And now they are deceased. Dead people cannot help you. You have to think about what the situation that you're in and deal with it the best you can with your living brain. So when I see people coming and have the nerve to talk about us, talk about we're integrationists, and we love the white man, we love our enemy, we love those who hate the descendants of slaves born in America, they are mentally dead. They are the true Negro. They are mentally dead, and they are lost in the past at a time that no longer exists.
And they love them. That's why they do what they do. That's why they accuse you of it. Because they know that they're the one over there loving the white man. They're the ones that integrationalists themselves.
Absolutely.
And they, excuse me, let me chime in with that. And they know that they are on the download. So they're already talking about real.
They know these things.
You know, they talk about that we support homosexuality, but as long as you've been on this channel and around the Realities Temple, how many times do you ever hear about me saying anything about that coming out of my mouth? Don't even talk about it, really.
Okay, and that's all they talk about.
And that's all they talk about. That's a great concern for them. Why is it a concern for you?
And what should be a concern is the fact that your children are being miseducated, they're being undereducated, they are being turned up from middle school to the pipeline to the prison system, and all you want to talk about is who went to bed with somebody. All you want to talk about is who co-created with somebody. Why don't you focus on your city, your state, school system, returning to you a misfit, someone who is not thriving academically, someone who is not being put in a position position to earn a 7-figure income a year. Okay? You should be focused on that and not who holds the testicles. Okay? Because that don't have nothing to do with when they send your child to school and they put them in special ed. Send your child to school and they send them back to you all messed up and you can't do nothing with them. Okay? And then they point the finger at you. It's your fault, you know. But they spend majority of the time there with them. If you at work and you come home, they feed the kids, do their homework and go to bed. They spend majority of the time with the school system. That's what you should be talking about. Not who's the homosexual and you don't want to live next to one. Hey, listen, homosexuals are seeking your children. Okay? You sending your children to homosexuals every day.
Hello.
Everybody when your son when it got that poison that they call immunization, the lady that took your son from the front to the back was a lesbian. What are you talking about? These are the idiotic conversations and commentary that we don't need to have anything to do with. We need to abolish those. Talk about what's real.
Right.
You talking about cultism. You talking about, mind control and slavery or the newfound slave code. We not participating in none of that. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm subscribed to about 329 different channels. Out of the whole 329 different channels, I really can't listen to nobody. Nobody's saying nothing worth listening to.
Right.
They're not. They're not offering nothing.
I know.
And I would say this. If you truly love your people, I'm for my people, I'm for my people. Well, whether you like it or not, I'm your people. Sister Ingrid is your people. Brother Taalik is your people. And since you claim that you love your people, then if you love your people, everybody's not going to think like you. Everybody's not going to walk like you. Everybody's not going to be. That's insane to believe 40 to 70 million people going to be like you. It's not going to happen. That's not realistic. But if you really care, well, to me, what you're looking for is a slave for your plantation. Now, that's what you really represent.
Exactly.
That's what you really represent. You're looking for slaves for your plantation, and we don't do that here. Everybody here has their own mind. Ain't nobody here looking for nobody to be no leader, and all of us are leaders. This is a part of a team here. But if you really cared about your people like you claim, Brother Gary said, I don't listen to his channel. I do listen, Brother Gary, I do listen to your channel. I listen to Brother Gary's channel. I'm subscribed to Brother Gary. Make sure, yeah. If you haven't done it, subscribe to Cool Cutter. Listen to check out Brother Gary channel. But if we really care about our people, then we have to accept our differences. And then number one priority, I know that we disagree on many points, but the number one priority is how can we work together? If you want to debate that. How can I unify with you? How can we work together? That's what you need to debate upon. How can we come together and deal with the enemy? Because I'm not your enemy. Sister Ingrid is not your enemy. Brother Taalik is not your enemy. You know, we're not your enemy. Matter of fact, one day you probably gonna be praying that we're by your side. If not, peace and respect to Brother Guy in the chat room. We need to we need to find a way. I would suggest even on the national level, there needs to be like a peace conference. And the main persons who's leading the charge, they need to come together, go into a conference, and don't come out until we are unified. We have, just like Sister was talking about, if you're going to vote, have an agenda. So when we come out of this peace conference, we are unified and we got a dang agenda, and then we're going to present it to those who want to be president of the United States.
That's right. That's right, good brother.
And that agenda is what that state of Mississippi, when we take control of it, that's what it's going to represent. That agenda. Representing not just this individual or this group, but the whole, we want to take the whole 40 to 70 million. That's who I want. I don't want a few thousand. I want the whole 40 to 70 million. Whether you are RBG, Hebrew, Moor, Christian, atheist, whatever, I don't give a damn about that. I want all of them.
No, brother. Whether you are homosexual or lesbian or Christian,
yeah,
or Muslim, or atheist, or agnostic, or whatever you are, or Hebrew, you understand? Whether you're a crackhead,
yeah.
I mean, we could go all the way down the line. It includes us all. It's just that simple.
Right. Period. If you for the people, all the people, again, we'll never all be the same. You're looking for a plantation. You want to be a slave master on a plantation. It's not going to happen. That's not reality. So in reality, what you are calling us, that's really what you are. Just like Sister Brother said, that's really what you are. You're the Uncle Tom. You're the coon, because you don't really represent what is in the good, what's beneficial for the whole. You're looking out for what you want, what I want. You are selfish, some selfish, arrogant Negroes. And you're going to get pushed out the way because there's no room for your type of mentality and mindset. But that's all right. When we do this thing and be successful, we still going to respect you.
Yeah, most definitely.
Like Brother Taalik, I told Brother Taalik, damn, do I still got to love them? He said, yeah. Man, so that means we must be some kind of Christians or something. All that love everybody type of stuff. Well, not actually love everybody. We love you. We love ourselves. We love our people and where we come from. Those who have the same blood in their body as we do. That's where the love starts. I respect everybody else on the planet, and I could probably love them, but love starts at home first. I cannot love nobody till I love myself. So I'm going to love Sister Ingrid, Brother Taalik, Brother Guy, Brother Cool, Brother Rice. I don't know if you're male or female. Adar. I'm going to love us first. Because if I can't love us first, how the hell can I love anybody else? Don't make any sense. And maybe you might have a problem because you don't love your individual self. Maybe there's some type of mental problem where some of these people, they don't even love their own individual self.
That's right.
So if you don't love your own individual self, how can you love us as a people, period? But I just wanted to say that little thing. We got to close it up because y'all know I'm a little on the busy side today. And
all right.
So in closing, you can take it away, Brother Taalik.
Yes, once again, thank you, Brother Taalik, and thank you, Sister Ingrid, and everyone that's on the chat. And I just like to say that this has definitely been a great topic today that we've been discussing, because this is very important in this critical time right now for us as a people to understand that we all need each other because we are all we got.
Right.
And that we do not come to this conclusion of understanding. We will in fact be exterminated as they're planning, as far as with FEMA camps and mass graves.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't put it no more simply than that. You know, if anything else in the truth would allow me to, then hey, I would be able to do it, but I can't put it no more simply than that.
Yes.
I mean, you know, they tried mass incarceration systematically. They done tried the drug epidemic on us. They done tried other experiments like with the Tuskegee situation. They done tried, you know, all kind of things toward our destruction, and it didn't work. So what left us to get away the trash that y'all were talking about earlier concerning us as descendants of slaves born in America? Well, that's what they got for us. And like I said, the African immigrants, the immigrants from the Caribbean, and the other immigrants from Latin America and Asia, and the Arabs, they are using them to replace us as the so-called minority in this country.
Okay.
So, I mean, we definitely need to be highly aware of that fact, and we need to act upon it accordingly. It's just that simple. Not no sitting down, not getting feel-good debates and feel-good talk. We need to act upon our situation right now because our condition is getting worse and it ain't getting no better. And, you know, if we don't understand and recognize this, and we keep on, you know, debating over a bunch of bull crap and arguing back and forth and threatening each other on social media and all this other crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? That definitely ain't going to fix our situation. You know, we all need to come with whatever, you know, concrete solutions we got that will work in our favor to better our condition, like with this reparation situation that our sister Ibn'rad has been passionately talking about. So we definitely need to get down to that, and because it was definitely, like Brother Taalik say, fit into what our agenda at Operation Mississippi Exodus is going to be about, you know, because we definitely need that money to help sustain us as a people in terms of the reparations we owe. We need that money. And I'm going to repeat it again, we need that money. You know, our situation ain't going to get no better until we are compensated for our over 400 years suffering as a people in this country. Like everybody else got it compensated for their oppressions. So, I mean, we're no different. We have a right to that too, autonomically. But, you know, like I said, I'm grateful for this. Once again, this subject, and we will definitely be revisiting this subject sometime. But at the same time, we got to get busy and get on the ground.
Yes.
And let's not put too much of our focus in social media.
Yes.
Let's get on the ground. That's all I can say for that. And, you know, as for also, like I said, our brothers and sisters in the comment section, thanks. We needed y'all attention to hear this because this is very serious. The time was beefing, you know, talking crazy to each other on social media, disagreeing with us, with each other, and not coming on a common accord and letting our disagreements override the purpose of our common accords as a people. That got to stop.
That's right.
That got to stop. And with that, I will close out and hand the mic to Brother Taalik or Sister Ibn'rad, whichever one will close us out.
Sister Ibn'rad, go ahead and close us out, beloved.
Okay, thank you. As the good brother said, thank everybody for listening. This is a very important issue. We are going to revisit it, and I want everybody to support Operation Exodus Mississippi. And for those of you that are listening, if you have not already subscribed to the Reality Temple on Earth, go ahead and touch that button and touch the bell for notifications when we go live. And again, thank everybody. Thank you to good brothers. And with that, I'm out.
We outie. We out here. Love, peace, and soul, brothers and sisters.